Gavin Burke lived 2 doors down from me in a sunburned duplex community just south of Dayton. He was one of those people who thought the universe owed him an audience. Every week he came up with some new stunt for his struggling channel, bathing in off-brand nacho cheese, skateboarding blindfolded into his own mailbox, pretending to faint in parking lots. I'd hear him hollering catchphrases no one ever repeated, begging an indifferent world to notice him. So when he knocked on my door one Friday morning, suitcase rolling behind him, and said he'd be off the grid for a couple of weeks, I felt something close to gratitude. He asked if I could grab his mail. Sure. Fine. Peace at last. The first few days were quiet. Bills. Junk flyers. A padded envelope that felt like stickers or merch. Normal stuff. Then, one night after work, I saw the box. It sat on Gavin's porch in the cold porch light, tall and ugly, with "Return to Sender" sprayed across the front in red so bright it looked angry. I walked over, assuming it was some equipment he ordered for a stunt. The damn thing weighed as much as a full-grown person. I'm not small, but carrying it across the street to my house nearly bent me in half. No way I was hauling that beast up my front steps. The garage was closer, and even though my garage door hated me and required this sad little ritual of kicking and yanking, it felt easier than wrestling the box inside. I should have put the box down before wrestling with the door, but my brain went full gremlin mode. If you put it down, you'll just have to pick it up again. So I kept my grip while I kicked the bottom panel like an idiot. On the third kick, my fingers slipped. The box hit the ground with a dull crack. I swore and decided not to think too hard about what I might have broken. Gavin was the type who ordered props made of cheap plastic. He'd survive the heartbreak. Once the garage door screeched open like something dying, I dragged the box into the corner and left it. Out of sight, out of mind. For about 4 days. The smell reached me slowly. First, a faint sourness whenever I walked past the garage to kitchen door. Then something sweet, rotten, clinging. I thought maybe a raccoon had crawled under the porch to die. It wouldn't be the first time. But the odor kept getting stronger. Finally, I opened the door to the garage. The stench hit me so hard I staggered back like I'd been shoved. It was the unmistakable, eye-watering reek of rot. Damp, hot, alive in the worst way. I didn't need to hunt for the source. The box in the corner looked wrong. The bottom was sagging, the cardboard wilted like wet bread. I told myself it was a butcher subscription gone feral. Maybe he'd signed up for some viral exotic meat challenge. Something dumb enough for him to film. Holding my breath, I grabbed scissors to slice the tape. I didn't want to poke my finger through the mushy bottom and come up wearing something's insides. The moment the flaps lifted, the smell... God, it was like a blast furnace full of sewage and sweat and death. My eyes watered so hard I couldn't see. I dropped the scissors and ran outside before I threw up all over the driveway. 3 showers didn't help. The smell followed me like it had sunk into my pores. Eventually, I forced myself back in, clothespin on my nose, gloves up to my elbows, a trash bag ready so I could shovel whatever spoiled meat Gavin had ordered into something I could legally leave at the curb. But when I leaned over the box, I didn't reach for the trash bag. I didn't move at all. It wasn't meat. It was Gavin. Folded awkwardly, limbs stiff, head tilted at a wrong, horrifying angle. His eyes were half open, like he'd been listening for something before he died. I called 911 with my hands shaking so badly I had to dial twice. The cops didn't exactly roll out a red carpet for me. A dead man in your garage tends to kill the mood. They questioned me for hours, poking at every detail. Why'd you touch the box? Why'd you bring it inside? Why didn't you call the post office? Why does your garage door look like it belongs in a slasher movie? Eventually, they let me go. What cleared me wasn't DNA or a neighbor vouching for me. It was his camera. His damn camera, gripped in his dead hand. The detectives let me watch the footage once. Maybe it was legal, maybe it wasn't. Maybe they just saw how wrecked I looked and figured it couldn't make things worse. The first clip showed Gavin sitting inside that very box outside a shipping depot, grinning like a maniac. He explained the challenge. He was mailing himself to Kansas. For views, for clout. For clout. For the kind of viral fame he'd never actually earned. His friend, some kid I'd seen around, closed the flaps and taped him in. Gavin joked through the darkness as he filmed the next few updates. I think I'm in the truck now. Cool vibrations. Still good. Bit warm. Might be a warehouse. Plenty of snacks left. Then came the last recording. All I heard at first was fumbling, cardboard shifting, a grunt, then a thud so heavy it made the camera shake. The picture jerked wildly. The angle flipped. Something snapped, a sharp, awful sound. And after that, silence. The camera kept recording long after he died. Long enough to capture something else. Long enough to capture my garage door. That metal scream, the same one I'd heard 1,000 times when wrestling with it, echoed faintly on the footage. Just a second or two. Just enough. He didn't die in a warehouse. He didn't die in a truck. He died on my property, inside the box, when it slipped from my hands and hit the ground. I didn't tell the cops. They didn't need to know. It wouldn't have changed anything. But every night since, when the house goes quiet, I swear I can still hear the scrape of cardboard dragging across concrete. I swear I can still hear him inside that box, shifting, trying to sit up seconds before the fall. And every time the wind rattles my garage door, it sounds exactly like that last thing his camera recorded. The moment he came back home.